We all made it there together.
We are broadcasting live from the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce and their economic forecast breakfast, which means all the titans of industry are down here at the Legacy campus, the Douglas County Legacy campus, meeting together, talking about what 2026 looks like for their industries. Billy, I'll say the general feel in the room, optimistic.
Very optimistic. And I think part of it is because of what the Chamber has created in Douglas County. How many times this morning have we had guests come on and say, we are the top, continue the sentence, whatever it is.
Yeah, right.
That, top ranked, top rated, number one, and also number one as far as growth and just what they're doing. So that's the thing, is we're down here giving you a look at what the South Metro Denver Chamber is doing and how Douglas County is growing and what are the good things. We oftentimes sit here and complain about all the things going wrong in Colorado, all the economic strife and all the problems that you, myself, Jeff, and our families are facing. And here is a day to celebrate some of the growth, some of the great economic conditions, and the people that are help making it possible, both on the ground but also from that 10,000-foot level. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like a common thread, though, we hear from them is regulations. Even building a farm in a box results in a lot of regulations. You got to navigate healthcare, trying to deal with those regulations, retirement communities, trying to deal with those regulations. So here's my message to the dopes down at the Colorado State Capitol. They're going to pass 500 laws that just make everyone's life more complicated. You don't have to. You don't have to. You could just sit down there and, in fact, enjoy a hot dog and soda.
Yeah.
And all of our lives would be better. So, and we're okay with that. Taxpayer-funded hot dog and the state will actually be better. All right, we have lots to cover today. Now is time for the news.
Blake Olson.
Blake Olson, news and comment.
Hey, good morning, TGIF 32 and sunny in Denver. Beautiful morning. Expecting a high of 49 today. News sponsored by Pastor Camp Heating and Air Conditioning at 303-777-1234 to learn more about special savings opportunities on Lennox equipment. Our top story, 3 DPS schools are delayed for 2 hours this morning. Adams 14 and Boulder Valley school districts making modifications to their schedules also, and Aurora Public Schools canceling classes today because of staff shortages. Teachers, I'm sure, are taking part in the nationwide protest against federal illegal immigration activity. That is productive. Ah, yes. Putting education and your children and your child first. Don Lemon is in federal custody.
His lawyer says he was arrested in Los Angeles last night while there to cover the Grammy Awards. Lemon's arrest comes after he entered a St. Paul, Minnesota church earlier this month during an anti-ICE protest. Lemon has said he was covering the protest as a journalist. Multiple arrests have been made in connection with the protest, but a federal appellate court refused to order a lower court to sign an arrest warrant for Lemon. It's not clear what charges Lemon is facing. In Los Angeles, I'm Michael Kastner.
All right, now let's go arrest guys like Bill Gates. There are rumors out there RFK Jr. may be trying to make that happen. We can only pray. Luigi Mangione will not face a death penalty if he's convicted of murdering in cold blood the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. A federal district judge made that ruling this morning. Mangione is accused, remember, of shooting and killing. You saw the video on the surveillance camera. Thompson killing him, murdering him outside a New York City hotel in December of 2024. There's now a holdup on a bipartisan deal to avoid a government shutdown. The corruptocrats on Capitol Hill reached a deal last night that would pass 5 full-year spending bills to provide stopgap funding for the DHS. 47 appeared to endorse the deal as government funding expires tonight at midnight. Last night, Lindsey Graham placed a hold on the funding package because it repealed a provision which allowed senators to sue if their phone records were collected by former special counsel Jack Smith, another lizard. Kevin Warsh is DJT's pick for the new chair of the Fed. He has supported lower interest rates. Simon Marks.
President Trump has been hinting for days at the possibility that Kevin Warsh is his choice to replace Jerome Powell as the chairman of the Fed. Now he's confirmed it. Over his social media account, the president said he expects Mr. Warsh to go down as one of the great Fed chairmen, maybe the best.
Let's hope so. The Transportation Security, that is, administration, will launch its Confirm ID program at airports nationwide starting Sunday. Passengers who don't have a real ID or other acceptable form of ID will have to pay $4,500 ahead of time for an alternative ID check. Yes, and I do this. Candace, I watch Candace, so a lot of people don't have to, but she has been outstanding this week, exposing the cringe Zoom meetings that show Erica 5 days after Charlie was assassinated and 12 days after. And, another guy, Baron Coleman, outstanding as well. I would recommend his stuff, no question. Check him out. He broke down the cringeness of Erica. Maybe.
Listen to Erica tell you what you have to do. I need you to I want you to journal. I want you to talk to your kids.
I want you all to hold on to those. And I want you all to remember those so deeply. I want you to journal about them. I want you to be able to tell your kids about them. I want you to put those in your heart as why you're still here with the Turning Point USA family, because that's what we want.
I don't care what you want. Again, this is a job, lady. Like, the only thing I want you to do is pay me my paycheck. A worker's worthy of his wages. That's the biblical relationship we have here.
Charlie was the man. She is not the woman. She needs to stop. I'm going to use her quote. She needs to stop. But good stuff if you want to check it out this weekend. Nuggets cut down the Nets 107-103. Jamal Murray 27 points. Avs fall to the Canadiens 7-3, second straight loss. And don't forget college basketball tomorrow. CSU at Wyoming. Border war. 31 in Lone Tree, 30 in Arvada, 32 in Denver. You are waking up with Jeff and Billy. Have a great weekend. Blake Olson, News Talk 710 KNUS.
While there will be a weak weather system producing a few snow showers in Colorado's mountains this morning, nothing going on for the Front Range. Highs will be in the 40s, partly cloudy today. Lows tonight, low to mid-20s. Mid to upper 40s Friday, 20s Friday night. Highs will be into the 50s for Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Increasingly cloudy, trending a little bit cooler Tuesday and Wednesday. Small Pacific system will come in during that time frame, producing maybe a few snow showers, but nothing major. Otherwise, quiet conditions will continue. Meteorologist Don Day in the 710 KNUS Weather Center.
back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We're doing a very special broadcast down here at the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce Economic Forecast Breakfast. We're going to analyze Bill the same way that Candace Owens analyzes Eric Kirk by everything that you do, and then find something to complain about it. I tried to jump in with Blake there, but
we're on remote and it's harder.
So
what was your reaction to that? Because again, I want to hear your reaction because I've heard two things recently about Erica Kirk. There are two narratives going. One is that the one we just heard, which was the idea that she's expressing grief and telling employees and people at TPUSA to hold tight and journal about people in their family that you never know when they're going to be gone. And then the other one is that she's not grieving properly. I've seen videos about, it's X number of days afterwards and she's happy. How can she can't be happy. No. She can't giggle. You can't laugh this many days.
She cries too much. She doesn't cry enough. She laughs. She doesn't laugh. I mean, it's just, it's a form of TDS, of Trump derangement syndrome, just played out on somebody else. It's like no matter what she does. Candace, because at this point I have abandoned watching Candace Owens anything.
It's probably good for your
mostly because I was getting giant headaches listening to her.
Exactly.
Like honestly,
I
was getting headaches because I have ADD, a slight form of it. I just jump around. My brain jumps around. And it couldn't tolerate her jumping around to everything from Egyptian planes to secret military base operations, the French Foreign Legion. People wearing maroons, some guy in a bush. I mean, it's just like, it's just crap. At the end of the day, it's just crap that's being sold to you. And I got tired of it. And I want, as somebody who was on the Turning Point USA Advisory Committee, loved Charlie, loved what he built. Charlie married a great woman. He built a wonderful institution. And all of this critique is ultimately denigrating Charlie. Sorry, it just is. It's denigrating Charlie, his legacy, what he built, and more importantly, the impact that Turning Point USA is going to have moving forward. I'm speaking at their gala, Pikes Peak Gala, February 21st, Saturday, which I'll have links to online if you want to come be a part of it. But Turning Point's doing really important work on college campuses. It should be embraced, supported, and advanced at this point, not this picking apart the widow that's happening under Candace Owens. It's ridiculous.
That seems to be the goal. And again, I'm not certain it's the overarching goal of some of the people involved, but I think it might be part of Candace Owens' goal is to tear down Turning Point. That it is to make sure that it cannot continue, to make sure that you're cutting out the foundation of it. And with the clip that we had, the part that I can't figure out is why the person that was played as commentary was angry about Erica Kirk, post-family tragedy, telling the people on the staff to hold those people that you care about closer, spend some time writing down some memories of them, some journaling, some ideas and thoughts. Those are things that I'm certain she wishes she had done when Charlie was alive. And she's showing a moment of, again, possibly, it depends on your interpretation, of openness and vulnerability and just an emotional connection with the employees. And
they built a family.
They
built a family. I would say we have the same thing at KNUS.
You
know, we're friends. We help each other out. If I lost somebody that was a core part of my operation, it wouldn't be inappropriate at all if somebody came in and said, make sure you hug your family tonight.
The other part is that let's go the other direction. Let's say that
a cold-hearted Scrooge.
Let's say that everything that she did in those meetings was absent of any sort of grief or mention or reaction to what had happened to Charlie. What we would hear and see are a series of video clips and audio clips going, how come she's not sad enough? I don't think she's crying enough. I don't think that she's expressing enough grief. So the issue is that I'm hearing in Candace's attacks and everybody that's following along with her is it's not really coming from a genuine point of critique and criticism. It comes from a place of anger. And Oh, I don't want to go any further than that. Yeah, the purpose is to tear it down, tear down Charlie's legacy, because I haven't seen any commentary that shows me that Erica is doing anything right. That people are like, all the time it's tearing down, but it's always about different things. One time she's crying too much. One time she's not crying enough. One time she seems too dramatic. Another time she's not seeming too dramatic. One time she's talking to too many interviews. Now she's not spreading the word enough and getting TPUSA. In this meeting of the clip that we just had, now she's expressing some grief, but oh my gosh, if she didn't express anything, then it would be, how can she not have any sort of grief? This, and again, it's the idea of so many days afterwards. Is she crying the right amount? I don't know. Do we need to have some sort of a government-sponsored program that takes a look at how long we are supposed to grieve? Yes. Are we supposed to have some, maybe RFK Jr. would get on it and we'd have some sort of a long, involved process to tell us exactly the right number of times that we are supposed to grieve per day and how many tears we can shed? I mean, I don't understand.
Well,
I don't get it.
Speaking of tearing down and government programs.
Oh, good. This is a great
Trump
transition.
sues IRS and Treasury Department for $10 billion over tax return leak. I love this guy. You have to admit you like the fact he's suing the IRS.
He sounds like Dr. Evil. I am demanding this from you because I need $1 million. He's
Not
just
enough.
missing the
$10
exactly.
billion.
That's exactly. It sounds like a Dr. Evil demand.
President Donald Trump is suing the U.S. Internal Revenue Service, CNN reporting, and the Treasury Department, which all report to him, which is kind of interesting, for at least $10 billion, accusing the agency of an unauthorized leak of his tax returns during his first administration. The suit was filed on Thursday in federal court in Florida. Trump, who filed the suit alongside his sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump, is suing the IRS and Treasury personally, not in his official capacity as president.
Yeah, but it then is an official capacity as president. He can okay a settlement. This is self-dealing on a level that is absolutely ridiculous. And the precedent this sets is comical at best and ridiculously absurd at the most, because at the core, even though he's saying that he's suing in his private capacity, he's suing himself and suing agencies he's in charge of. It is so ridiculously
stupid.
stupid.
The quickest lawsuit ever.
Well, the thing is,
could you imagine having that power and just being like, I'm going to sue you, and then walking over and turning around and going, we accept your lawsuit and would like to settle.
Yep.
And then walk back over and go, I would like to settle for $5 billion.
Yep.
Walk back over. Sounds acceptable.
Oh, it's
Here's
exactly
your check.
Yep. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen with every subsequent president? Imagine Joe Biden when he was going through the investigations of all the the weaponization of government and the idea of he was this Chinese plant and the other stuff that was going in about the Biden crime family. Do you want a President Biden in that scenario to turn around and sue
the FBI for investigating himself?
Yeah, for investigating himself. And then how fast do you think that settlement will come? So if we want to enact this and say this is what we're going to do, all we're going to allow is anybody that sits in that Oval Office to enrich themselves by simply filing and it doesn't have to be a legit lawsuit, because remember, they're in charge of the people that will be defending, and the people defending it can go, no, we just want to settle, even if it's a ridiculous lawsuit. Yeah. So, the idea of self-dealing inside of this is ridiculous.
What was the movie where they kiss, but he's it looks like he's kissing somebody, but he's just moving his arms around like this.
Oh,
but he's really just
Dumb and Dumber did that. That was sticking Dumb and Dumber, but there's something else. Yeah,
that's
there's another one.
What it feels like to me.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But on the other hand, you are suing the IRS.
Yeah.
So thank God for that.
I would be wholeheartedly in favor of him doing this if he wasn't sitting in the Oval Office at this time. If it was just a private citizen, go right ahead. I think it's,
Sue the IRS. The lawsuit alleged that the government failed to protect Trump and the Trump Organization's confidential tax information, which was leaked to the press by Charles Littlejohn, a former IRS contractor. Littlejohn, who worked as a government contractor at Booz Allen Hamilton, illegally obtained and disclosed Trump's tax returns in publications like the New York Times and ProPublica, the suit alleged. CNN has reached out to the IRS, the Treasury Department, and Booz Allen Hamilton for comment. In 2024, Littleton was sentenced to 5 years in prison. I don't remember this. Did you remember this?
Yeah.
5 years in prison for disclosing thousands of tax returns without authorizations from Trump and thousands of other wealthy individuals.
Yeah, because he had gotten into a system in an area that he's not allowed to, and then taken the documents and then illegally released them.
5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm about to say.
Oh, no, what? Oh, no, I know, yes.
Still shorter
Took me minutes.
than what
no.
Tina Peters is serving right now.
Nicely done. Nicely done, my friend. Nicely done.
Trump's legal team alleged that the IRS is legally responsible for Little John's actions because he had staff-like access to tax returns and confidential tax return information and exploited long-standing security failures that the IRS had been warned about. Ooh. Little investigation, but had gone uncorrected. The IRS wrongly allowed a rogue, politically motivated employee to leak private and confidential information about President Trump, his family, and the Trump Organization to the New York Times, ProPublica, and other left-wing news outlets, which was then illegally released to millions of people. President Trump continues to hold those accountable for their wrongdoing. Bill, do you think the other... It talks about thousands of others that were released. Do you think they, in their private capacity, should be able to sue?
Yeah, they should. And the odd thing in that suit, and again, that's what I'd like to see is the verb allow, is I think is doing a lot of heavy lifting, is if you're saying that the IRS allowed it, it seems to me that you have to show some affirmative acceptance of this happening. It doesn't mean that there is a security breach and we don't close it. That's not allowing people to use that security breach or to use the ineffectiveness of our security to take advantage and take things they're not supposed to. Allowing is the direct knowledge, in my impression, of understanding they're going to do this. This is probably going to happen, and I'm okay with it happening. That, I think, is a difficult lift inside of the suit. And if he goes with that language, I think that's going to be really hard to prove. That's a tough one.
Earlier this week, the Treasury Department cut ties with Booz Allen Hamilton. Whoa. So I lived in D.C. for 6 years.
Yeah.
Booz Allen Hamilton. Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. So that would cancel $21 million in federal contracts. A statement from Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent at the time referenced Little John as the reason for the decision, saying Booz Allen failed to implement adequate safeguards to protect sensitive data, including the confidential taxpayer information it had access to through its contracts with the Internal Revenue Service. Wow. Would love to hear from you. Feel free to give us a call and join the conversation, 303-696-1971, or text us on the Dan Caplis Law text line at 720-819-5115. Jeff and Bill broadcasting live from the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce with their economic forecast breakfast of 2026 as business leaders and industry titans gather down here at the Douglas County Legacy Campus to discuss the future of their businesses and industries in 2026. We'll continue. You're listening to Jeff and Bill.
This is Denver's Talk Leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show. We are doing a very special live broadcast down here with the Denver Metro, South Metro Chamber of Commerce.
So glad you said that.
Yes. And we are at their economic forecast breakfast. This is a big deal, guys. This is South Metro Denver Chambers event where they pull together titans of the business industry to look at what 2026 is going to be for all different sectors of business. We've spoken with healthcare, we've spoken with food, we've spoken with retirement communities today. I mean, it is really a fantastic event that they pulled together. Debbie Brown, Colorado Business Roundtables, moderating down there. They have Rob Cohen with National Women's Soccer League keynoting. They also have the CFO of CSU giving a speech here as well. So really the best and brightest in the business industry have been here. And the woman that's pulled it all together is Heather Gallien. She joins us now. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Give us a sense of how the turnout and the energy has been here.
Oh, this event has been great. We've had the best turnout ever, so we maxed out our seats. Henry Sobenet from CSU has been our economic forecaster for many years, does a fantastic job. So, yeah, it has been a fantastic event. And thanks to you guys for making this event even better.
Well, happy to. And it's great to be able to hear from folks. Billy and I were saying the sense in the room here is optimism.
Yes.
Right? They seem excited about what 2026 is going to bring for their businesses. What do you attribute that to?
I attribute it to the economic development efforts of all of the chamber members that are here today. And one thing that people don't really realize about our chamber is that we do a lot of public policy work. So when you think about economic development, a lot of people don't realize that we have a paid lobbyist called Colorado Legislative Strategies. And every year, this time of year, hundreds of bills are starting to come out of the Colorado General Assembly. And we cherry pick the bills that are business related. We develop a stance on those bills that helps to ideally deregulate the environment and protect businesses. And a lot of people will say, well, Colorado just passed another bill that was not very business friendly. And they will say, it doesn't look like the chamber did its job. But what they don't realize is if you had read that bill before it got passed,
it was a lot worse.
It would have been much worse. So a lot of the work that we do legislatively is sort of invisible, but we influence and shape a lot of pro-business bills. And even if some bills get passed that are not ideal, we have a way of making sure that they were better than they would have been had we not intervened.
That's Heather Gallien with the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce organizing this great event here. What's the benefits for people to join the South Metro Denver Chamber? I mean, you put on events like this, you hire lobbyists, you're doing lots of work to try to make the South Metro area business friendly so that businesses can hire people, bring that economic wealth into the community. What are some of the benefits of business leaders joining up with you?
Yeah, there are several. That's a great question. You know, for the smaller businesses, if you're an entrepreneur, really it's about growth. I mean, the South Metro region that we serve by population is actually larger than the area that the Denver Metro Chamber serves.
Really?
Yes. Oh. So if you are looking to get connected with the right people, generate business leads across a very wide area, this is the chamber to join. And the other thing for larger businesses, we have large corporations like Lockheed Martin and many others. They're really in it again because being part of the chamber gives them a voice at the table in regional economic development and also legislative policy.
All right.
So they get very involved with us on shaping economic development initiatives, and that's great for all of the businesses in the region. So a lot of people will join the chamber, they don't go to events, and then they say, well, I didn't get a lot out of my membership, you know? But we say, you know what, even if you don't have time to go to the events, the money that you're investing, again, still helps us push policy and develop economic development initiatives that's going to help the region that you're operating in thrive. Yep. So join the chamber, even if you can't engage that much, your dues are helping us make a difference and make this a better place for businesses to operate.
That's exactly right. South Metro Denver Chamber, their website, bestchamber.com. Bestchamber.com. That's super easy to remember, bestchamber.com. But here's the thing I want to say, Heather. I've been to a number of chamber events. I used to run a small business. What you guys have going for you, in addition to all the great lobbying and representation, is everybody's having fun.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a good time, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've been to some meetings and other chambers. Okay. But this one, like, people are really enjoying with each other, and you have titans. I mean, you have CEOs of the best performing hospitals in Colorado here.
Yeah.
So, well, everybody starts somewhere. You really have brought in the big names that are shaping the industry, and people can be a part of that.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up, Jeff, because I think one of the things that really sets us apart, and I was a member of the chamber before joining the staff, so I know this from both sides. We are accessible. We're friendly.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about business, it's about belonging. And the people that are part of our chamber, you feel like you have new friends, because you do. We support one another. We help each other grow. We are chambers of other chambers, and they are members of our chamber. So we foster an environment of collaboration, friendship. Let's all support each other, whether you're an individual, a small business, a city, or a county. So we like to believe that we are the friendliest, most welcoming, and inclusive chamber.
I think that's right.
In Colorado,
Yep.
and we have a great, fun, friendly vibe. So if you're just looking to meet new people and make new friends, we're a great chamber to join.
That voice is Heather Gallien, Director of Marketing and Communications for the South Metro Denver Chamber of Commerce. Now, some people that may not be familiar with what the Chamber does regularly, on the outside, some small business owners may say, well, guys are doing breakfasts and someone comes and speaks, and then you have these great events that seem very large, but what are some things that the chamber provides for both, large, medium, and small businesses that those business owners or people working there don't realize? What's the secret advantage of being a member of the chamber?
Yeah, that's a great question, Bill. Yeah, all kinds of benefits. We work very hard to create very robust benefits. So yes, we host big events like this. We have a lot of professional development events where you can learn new things. We host over 100 networking events every year, so you've got endless opportunities to meet the right people and get connected and generate business leads. We also offer a lot of marketing benefits, which are a little bit unique. A lot of chambers don't offer these, but depending on the membership level that you're at, we will help promote your business through email newsletters, through social media, through ribbon cutting events. So there are all kinds of promotional and marketing opportunities that we offer that are very specific to our chamber. So again, if you are a small business or an entrepreneur looking to grow, this is a great chamber to join because we can work with you to help you get your business on the map.
I like the idea of that marketing that is offered inside of the newsletters. Many times, I think newsletter marketing is very tertiary or even further down the list. But here you have an email newsletter coming from the South Metro Denver Chamber that is going to members, but it is specifically targeted to those business owners. So you're marketing to people that could absolutely directly use the services and partner with other businesses. You're not just sending it out going, well, I know that someone has come to this website, it's this shoe place, and now we're going to have the sale on the shoes. Hopefully you're in the cycle of buying shoes. Instead, this is a business marketing message specifically targeted to other local business owners, CEOs, and people running those, and they're starting in entrepreneurs, and you're marketing directly other businesses around. That is a very hyper-targeted, geo-focused marketing message that is just a benefit of membership. That's incredible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Bill. Because we've got a newsletter list of thousands of people. You are getting directly into the mailboxes of other businesses. And because it's going to chamber members, people our emails.
That's where I was going. What's the open rate? That's
I
the
mean,
thing.
It's very, very high, I could tell you. So our emails get to the right people.
That's important because think about it. If you're a member of the chamber and you have that small business, or you haven't been a member before, and you're sitting out there listening to the Jeff and Bill audience, and you're thinking, maybe I want to join a chamber, and this one sounds kind of cool. Think about the open rate on those emails. What's the open rate on the email marketing you have for your business? Think about that. And yes, because when those emails drop, it's viewed as a marketing message. But when the South Metro Denver Chamber emails drop, it's about communication, and the marketing is laid inside there.
Yeah.
That's the way the email marketing works. How many times have you, listening to Jeff and Bill's show, seen that marketing email from whatever place you've shopped at or whatever group that you've been with, and all of a sudden you're like, I know this is just a marketing email. I don't need to see this. And you just pass over it. However, when you have a targeted communication from a group that you belong with or a group you're interested in, those marketing messages laid inside, they do extra work. That's what the South Metro Denver Chamber offers you, and nobody else out there is doing it.
That's Heather Gallien, Director of Marketing and Communications, South Metro Denver Chamber, at the Economic Forecast Breakfast of 2026. All right, Heather, you've been very gracious with your time. We know you're putting on a big event. That room is packed. People having a wonderful time. We know you got to get back in there. But tell us what the forecast is for 2026.
Well, if you listen to Henry Sobenet, again, he is with Colorado State University, fantastic economic forecaster. Basically, he is relaying what most of us already know. Colorado has some budget issues they have to address. They have very limited ways of cutting the budget. So general session this year, our state legislators, they have a big challenge, and they know that. But on the flip side, Colorado we still have a very strong economy here compared to other states in terms of growth, population growth, business growth. So we have some tough budget decisions to make, but Colorado, in terms of how we stack up with the rest of the United States, is doing very, very well. So we're very optimistic about particularly the business economy. This is a great place to launch a business or grow your business.
There you go. So optimistic. Colorado remains a great place to launch, grow your business.
And how many other business owners have we talked to, and how many other stories do you have from around Colorado? They're like, oh, this sucks right now. And here we're talking to a bunch of business owners all morning that are like, no. Come over here. The grass is greener. Yeah, things are growing here.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
South Metro Chamber. Go to bestchamber.com. bestchamber.com to join the South Metro Denver Chamber. And what are the cost packages available to different businesses to join?
Yeah, you can go to bestchamber.com /membership. We have 8 different membership levels.
Wow.
They start at what's called the growth member level at $600, and they go up from there. The best way is to schedule a consultation with one of our member representatives, because we offer so many robust benefits. You really want to learn what they are and how they can grow your business and what's right for your business before you make that decision. But yes, we've got a membership level for every size, budget, and every type of business.
Heather Gallien, Director of Marketing and Communications with the South Metro Denver Chamber. Visit bestchamber.com, bestchamber.com. We have so enjoyed our partnership. We've had a ton of fun here today. Thank you for inviting 710 KNUS to be a part of this.
Thank you so much. We enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you guys, because having KNUS and the Jeff and Bill Show is part of what makes this event fantastic. So really, thank you guys.
Well,
we appreciate it.
We're a local business, and
Yeah.
we have benefited from being in partnership with you.
Yes, we
Yeah.
have.
Absolutely say that.
Thank you.
All right, Heather Gallien, we'll continue. You're listening to the Jeff and Bill Show.
This is Denver's talk leader, News Talk 710, KNUS.
Welcome back to the Jeff and Bill Show, doing a live broadcast from the South Metro Denver Chambers. Economic forecast breakfast, political leaders,
I had that
business leaders. What's that
song in my head earlier today?
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's A-Punk, Vampire Weekend. Fantastic.
We've been meeting business leaders down here. The CEO of Skyridge, that was pretty cool. We've had community leaders, the superintendent of Douglas County Schools down here with us, and now political leaders, the regent for the 4th Congressional District. He represents these folks at the CU Board of Regents. Joining us now, Frank McNulty, former Speaker of the House. Good morning, Frank.
Hey, good morning.
You're on with Jeff and Bill.
Good morning, fellas. Welcome to Colorado's 4th Congressional District.
It's best district, right?
I agree.
It's my district I live in.
We both call it home.
Yeah, that's right. How are things at CU these days?
Things at CU are always complicated. I would say that the 30-point loss last night to Iowa State was a kick in the gut, but holding out for Tad and the fellows up there to make a run at it and make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, so much to manage, everything from prime time to the basketball team to maybe even a union developing up there. What's going on there?
Yeah, we hear all around, make college more affordable, and yet we have proposal after proposal from Democrats that end up making higher education more expensive. And we see the situation what's happening in Virginia with the newly elected Democratic governor there, and the wave of tax increases, fees, and regulations that are just going to make life increasingly unaffordable there. And here in Colorado, we have a proposal from the Democrats on our CU Board of Regents to unionize university employees. And
yeah, that'll make things cheaper.
well, there's only one thing that happens when you allow unions to take hold, and that is they make everything more expensive.
Yep.
And I campaigned on making college affordable and ensuring that we kept it as affordable as possible. And when you have proposals like this brought by the Democrats, it just makes it increasingly difficult to run higher education and do so in a way where Colorado families can afford it.
Are they making the arguments that they're being treated poorly? What is the point of unionizing other than...
Yeah, and what groups? Yeah, because I'm looking at what groups unionizing. I mean, they're talking about, are they teachers? Is it support staff? Is it just the people in the sports facilities? I mean, who is it? Everybody blanket? What are they talking about?
Yes. No.
Yes.
Everybody.
Everyone.
The entire...
Wow.
So the
how the hell is that going to work?
It's not. Well, it's not.
I'm trying to figure that out. How? Okay.
It is. It's going to be expensive, and it will be at the expense of students and families who attend the University of Colorado. The University of Colorado has one of the best retention rates for faculty and staff, for administrators. We are consistently one of the good places where people want to work. And when you look at unionizing the University of Colorado, it begins to take it in a very different direction. And we are not in a position to be able to afford that challenge. And inevitably what happens is that cost is passed on to the students who attend the university.
Well, and then the taxpayers as well, right? I mean, isn't the University of Colorado funded in good part by tax dollars?
So most of our funding comes from student tuition.
Okay.
A portion of it does come from state funding.
Yeah.
The legislature, in their wisdom, always looks at the higher education piece of the state budget as the pot that they dip into when they want to do other things. So the Democrats in the legislature and the governor have consistently cut higher education funding, and that too comes at the expense of families, because when state funding is cut and used to fund things like healthcare for illegals, that comes at the expense of tuition, and so families end up paying more to send their kids to any of the universities and colleges in Colorado, because the legislature and the governor have different priorities. And those priorities aren't Colorado families who want to keep their kids in state and go to college in state.
That's Frank McNulty, he's a regent on the CU Board of Regents, represents the 4th Congressional District, elected position. You formerly served as the Speaker of the House. How's McCluskey doing? How's the current Speaker doing in that role?
I like to think that I did it better.
Well, I don't remember having to go back to budget concerns over budget concerns over budget concerns.
Yeah, I think when Republicans had majorities back in the early 2000s, things were better, and the state was coming out of the Great Recession, and things were on the upswing, and fortunate to be a part of that. Also fortunate when I was Speaker, we had for the first time in a long time a true year-over-year cut in non-mandated spending, state spending. Reduce the number of state employees during that time, and really put the state in a stronger fiscal position, financial position, and all of that's been lost today. The Democrats need to own this financial mess that they put the state in. They spent, against Republican objections, my colleagues who are down there now, against their objections, they spent one-time COVID money on continuing programs, creating new programs, expanding programs, and now that the COVID dollars have run out, the music has stopped, and they can't find a seat.
We had Jeff Bridges on, and he, to Bill's credit, Bill brings up that exact issue, and Jeff Bridges goes, "No, you're wrong. We didn't do this at all."
Yeah,
that's a lie.
And I
did a flat out lie, Bill.
I did go back and look, and what it seems to be, and again, I'm having to do a little bit more background research on it. It seems to be a little bit of a linguistic argument about funding new programs versus adding that one-time funding on the back end of programs that already existed, which ends up expanding the programs. So there's a little bit of linguistic gymnastics.
Fees, taxes, they never do.
Exactly. And so the idea is that if they count programs that were started based on the one-time spend, technically he's right. But Frank's right about the total spend, meaning there were a lot of one-time spends that were added into programs that end up expanding those programs that then you still have to backfill, meaning that, for example, if you had a program that could serve 100 kids, and then we took the one-time COVID money, and then we could serve an additional 75 kids because of that one-time money, the next year we're now looking to serve 175 kids, and we have to find that extra money that we got the one time. That is not counted in how he was looking at it, from my understanding, as a new program started, but it absolutely creates the exact problem Frank's talking about.
Yeah, no, it's new and expanded programs, Bill, and it is a real problem. And I've always said that it is for those Coloradans who rely on state government programs, and the program is expanded to serve other Coloradans, and then that program is revoked or rescinded. Those families are in a worse spot than if they didn't get the expanded funding in the first place.
I got a question for you.
It's not a good thing to do for the budget or for these families that are brought into it.
Now, I got a question for you on that one. How much of some of this expansion of program is a defensive move? And what I mean by that is, the more people we can get covered under a program, the harder it becomes to then cut back or even cut that program totally. Is some of these program expansions, in just your opinion, possibly defensive in nature for the Democrats to try to protect the program from further budget cuts?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I don't.
I can see them doing that.
I think it is different now than when I was down at the legislature 10 years ago. But there is a sincere interest on the left to do good. They always want to do good with other people's money, though.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. A well-run nonprofit that takes care of people in our community is the greatest threat to government programs. And that's why you see the Democrats looking to expand, is because as you get Coloradans more reliant on government programs, they have that benefit of having those constituents come to the defense of whatever program that is. And frankly, it creates a real problem.
That's Frank McNulty, former Speaker of the House, now serves as a CU regent, elected from the 4th Congressional District to manage the University of Colorado. We've only got a minute or two left, Mr. Speaker. How serious is that divide within the Democrat Party down at the state capitol between socialists and what I'd say are kind of more moderate traditional Democrats.
It is a real divide. It is significant. I will say that the socialists outnumber the moderates in number and in voice, and it's time for the Democratic Party to find its center again and not to be beholden to the socialist, self-described socialists that they have as their elected officials. It's not good for our state. It's not good for this country. And the political rhetoric that those socialists, the divisive and dangerous political rhetoric that the socialists throw out there is dangerous for all of us.
Preach. What a way to wrap on Friday.
Yeah, that's good.
That's awesome.
And I
That's
love
Frank
the fact
McNulty.
that he steps out and says the self-described socialists, because I think that's really important in the conversation, is rather than groups labeling the Democrats and say, hey, you guys are all socialist, these are the people that have stepped forward. I know.
They are all socialists.
This is the group that stepped forward and said, yes, we are. They're going to put that jacket on and proudly goose step forward. So, yeah, we might as well call them out and talk at them and the problems they are going to create inside the legislature as we go forward. And I'm hoping that some of the more moderate Democrats find people like-minded across the aisle. And as Frank said, getting closer to the center. I think that would make a lot of Coloradans a lot happier.
Frank McNulty, former Speaker of the House, how can people follow you?
Can email me at frank.mcnulty@cu.edu. Happy to help. And always, fellas, be well, be blessed, and have a great weekend.
Thank you. What a way to wrap our time down here. Frank McNulty, Jeff and Bill, broadcasting from the South Metro Denver Chamber Economic Forecast Breakfast. People optimistic, but at the end of the day, they want to see regulations cut. They want to be freed up to build their businesses. Colorado lawmakers need to hear that and address that and make those changes. So we don't need the 500 bills.
Yeah, and hey, it's Friday. You got a reason to be optimistic. The weekend is right around the corner. I'm glad we could help you get there. We will be back with you on Monday. Be safe, stick with your family this weekend, and have some fun.